lighting-wise, looks fine. We'll see what happens. I don't know what this was about. Okay, come on up here. Hey, there we are. Now, am I in the shot? No. Only maybe in a minute. Maybe it's delayed. Because I am in front of the microphone, so... There I am. Yep, okay. A little bit of a delay, but we're okay with that. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Public John, and we finally worked it out. If you saw how this thing is connected, you would be going... and wonder what the hell's going on. Don't know why we had some trouble today, but we do have it, so I'm going to deal with that. And we're working on some things as we go. So, I am going to see what we got. We got a lot to talk about. I'm here with my pal Billy Smith, and we're going to get ready to go on and record as we are right now for audio, so that we will have this available on iTunes tomorrow, Google Play, all kinds of neat. I think Spotify too as well. So we'll go from there. Got a lot of stuff to talk about, but I want to welcome Billy, tell him thanks for coming back. We've been on a bit of a hiatus, but we're going to come back with a vengeance here in a couple of things. First off, yes sir, here we go.
Yeah, for our blood.
For our blood sugar, buddy.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year,
Glad
buddy.
to be back.
Glad to be back. Kill a kidney. Woohoo! You know what I like about Mike's Hard Lemonade is it's not flaccid. There's nothing worse than a flaccid
Yeah, that's
lemonade.
right. It's hard, baby.
You gotta go hard, baby. Mike's erect, stiff lemonade. Oh, man, there's something wrong with me. And one of us is killing the microphone. It looks like it's me. Wow. Unless we both are, I don't know. But there we go. So, we've got a lot of stuff to talk about, or I always have stuff to talk about. Before I get into it, though, I hope he's watching, but if he's not, his loss. Oh, we can start a watch party, Bill.
Oh, there you go.
Let's start a watch party. Oh, I'm sitting here clicking this like it's an iPad. I have a laptop over here, folks, but I'm trying to. It's not a touch iPad, so here we go. So we're doing a little watch party action here, and we'll see what happens with that as well. If you guys like it, okay. If you don't, if it doesn't make a difference, okay. Go ahead and interact with us if you want, and we'll go from there and see what happens. Meanwhile, actually, it's not so bad. But we did have some. If you saw how this was hooked up, it'd be bad. But before we get going too far, I want to thank Casper's Power Washing. They're sponsoring the show. It's Casper's Power Washing in South Jersey, LLC. Their number is 856-297-2984. Guys, if you want to see what your house really looks like under all that mess and grunge and I was going to say fungus, not fungus though, but like all the stuff that gets out there from allergies, I don't even know what you call it, but all that mess. Before you go getting getting new siding or getting all kinds of paint or spend a lot of money, see what your house still looks like. Take a shot at it. Call Casper's Power Washing. Albert and the guys there, they're some hard-working guys, and I've seen some places that the difference is amazing. So when you can spend just a few $100 rather than thousands and make your house look brand new, that's the way to go, I think. And they do decks. They'll do anything that can be power washed. If you want to give it a shot, give them a call. He will come out and do. He's done estimates and done work from all the way down in Cape May up as far as into Camden. And I think would go further if need be. He'll come give you a free estimate. That's Casper's Power Washing, LLC. Get down with the ghost, Brother Bill. Woo! 856-297-2984. 856-297-2984, and it's scrolling across the sign there as well. If you ever want to sponsor the Public John, you can go ahead and private message on Facebook.com/thepublicjohn or my personal page if you have that. But we want to thank Albert and the guys over at Casper Power Washing. They do a great job anyway, and we want to thank them for sponsoring the show. So Welcome back, folks. If you're watching, if you're not watching, well, I don't know, you're missing out. What the hell? It don't matter.
What else is everybody doing?
What else are you doing?
When it's Indian summer.
That's right. It is. It's beautiful here in South Jersey. It's got to be, 65 degrees out there, Bill?
Yeah.
It's beautiful out there. So, yeah, go ahead and tune in. If you're watching us, you can interact with us. Go from there. It says John's watch party. My watches aren't doing anything now. Of course, that was a stupid thing to say because I can't say it. But we're going to go from there. And if you don't interact, that's fine too. It don't matter. We got enough to talk about. I'm talking about my buddy Billy and drink something. If I say drink something hard, does that make me... no, it doesn't.
No. Just drink it. Shut up.
Shut up. Excellent. So there's some stuff to talk about. First off, some of the stuff, some of you have seen things that I'm doing or look like I'm doing. I have to step back a little bit from some things. So I'm going to do that a little bit. It's going to affect some things. First off, I want to give a shout out to everybody at Quinn Broadcasting for letting me use their facilities and getting us started on the It's Showtime TV show. Over the last couple of years, it's been a lot of fun working with those folks. By no means was the It's Showtime show canceled. We just both decided, I wasn't going to be as available as I was before, so it's easier for me to step back and probably do it more as a video show and streaming show kind of thing, where it'll be pre-taped a lot, and as well as some remotes and some skits and things like that. So we're going to take it in a little bit of a different direction, going to reorganize it. So it's going to be on It's Showtime is going to be on a little bit of a hiatus, but it's going to come back. It's still going to be the same, it's going to be some interviews, but it's also going to be some on location stuff, I think. And we're going to have some video on it. It's going to be streaming on YouTube, Facebook, things like that. So we're going to go more digital with it. If you have watched it on TV, we thank you very much. Please stick with us and keep watching for it on the Facebook page, which is facebook.com/It's Showtime with John Harris. And it's also on the Public John Network on YouTube.
Nice.
There is the Public John Network, so which will have these shows as video, as well as the It's Showtime TV show, and anything else we just think is just silly that I feel like putting on there. So there's those things. The podcast this week, we're going to kick that back in full force. Then we're going to be away for another week or so, or two, into February sometime. But I do want to let you know that this week coming up is I have my buddy here, Bad Boy Billy, and we're gonna chat about some sports stuff and life stuff and all that crap. But this week we've got 3 or 4 in a row. Actually, Wednesday I'm gonna meet with Brandon Abercrombie, great young comedian, just starting out again in South Jersey, and he's really starting to pick it up. And we're gonna meet up on Wednesday, probably around 6. More details to come on that, and then that's going to be exciting because Brandon's going to step in and help out with a lot of Jerzee Comedy stuff. So and we'll go over some of the details and just talk, about what we're doing and stuff like that. So that's Brandon Abercrombie. I'll talk to him on Wednesday. Thursday, I'm going to see a friend of mine over in Bridgeton, Jim Santora. He is a South Jersey author. He is the author of, I think I might even have it here, if I do, and hopefully the camera will pick it up. We'll try. It is I'm looking here. I'm cheating because I'm looking over at the Facebook thing here. If you can see it, it is the Underrated Rock Book, 200 Most Overlooked Albums from 1970 to 2015. And I'll tell you, folks, it is selling. It's available everywhere you can get a book, Amazon, or if you want to go buy it flat out, you can buy it at Borders or Borders.com, wherever you want to go. That is Jim Santora, the Underrated Rock Book. And I'll tell you what, it's an interesting read. And then when you read it, Bill, if you like rock and roll or anything, what you can do too is look up the songs they're talking about.
Oh, nice.
And then go online, look up the songs. And then if you like it, obviously you can save it or download it. But you can hear and see what he's talking about in the books. It's an easy enough read, and it really is interesting because there's some groups in there that you know, and you go, I didn't know they even did that album. And there's other groups you never heard of that when you listen to the song, you're like, wow, that's really good. So Jim did his homework, and he's actually getting ready to work on a sequel. So that is The Underrated Rock Book by Jim Santora. I'll be talking with him on Thursday about the book and about the upcoming book. And then Friday, I'll be talking to J.P. Lumley from Egg Harbor City over at Bravo Performance Studio. I'm not sure of the time of that one yet either, but we're going to lock down a time. But that's definitely Friday. And we're going to talk about what she's doing over there. It's a great idea. It's a great outlet for kids as well as, and I'm sure she'd work with grown-ups too, for anything from music, dance, singing, and I've seen her acting. She's a performer and has been for a long time. So it's an outlet for the kids and others, and you get some great performances. It's a lot of fun. So I can't wait to go talk to her about what she's doing with that and how that's going to work. So we'll be there on Friday to do that. So we've got about 3 or 4 of these things this week. And that's going to be a lot of fun, Bill. Poor Bill's sitting here going, why'd you have me on the freaking show, you bastard? Yeah, he's snoring. Yeah, which it really helps these people know that you're not interested, Bill. Okay? Thanks a lot for your energetic enthusiasm.
Just kidding, guys.
And we talked about it's showtime. We'll return with some changes. Some of those changes will be discussed with Brandon, and that's the same as Jerzee Comedy. That's going to be included in that a little bit. Right around 6 o'clock, maybe tune in with Brandon and I on Wednesday night. There's some pretty exciting stuff coming this summer, and Brandon's going to be a big part of that. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So we've talked about it. I already told you my buddy Billy's here. So we're going to get into some stuff here with Bad Boy Bill. And I'm going to see what we have going on here because I don't see comments, nothing personal, folks, from you guys, but maybe I'm on the wrong page unless you have something there, Bill.
No, I mean, I have people watching, but no comments.
You know what? As long as they're watching and they think it's entertaining, that's great, and I'm glad that they're watching. That's awesome.
My old boss, William Keener, he's out there.
Oh, Billy Keener?
Yeah, Billy Keener.
No shit. You know what's really cool about this? I can say no shit. That's awesome.
My sister-in-law, Shirley Johns, is on. Hey, Shirley.
Hey, Shirley, how you doing? Yeah, let some people know we're out here. Let me see. Let's see about Billy's, because nobody's talking to me, so I might as well talk to Billy's people on the watch party. So nobody's talking to me.
Feel free to comment on anything. We're here talking about sports, life in general, whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah, we're here. Go ahead and interact with us if you want. That'd be awesome. If you don't, well, screw you.
Well, you can always talk about the Eagles next year.
Talk about the Eagles,
I mean,
the Phillies.
it's always next year.
They're doing absolutely nothing. That's awesome. They're
well, that's what it is. Everybody, I mean, besides your Chiefs, I think everybody's waiting for the pitchers and catchers to report.
February. Yep, I think
but
right.
I'm going the opposite route. I'm doing the Philadelphia Union MLS soccer.
Oh yeah, you're MLS soccer guy.
They open up in March.
That'll be cool. That's nice. Yep, we're getting ready to do some things. But, of course, I am a Chiefs fan. And today, Chiefs, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. They are at home against the Houston Texans. And the winner goes to the AFC Championship against the upset.
Yeah.
Congratulations to them, the Tennessee Titans, upsetting everybody who thought the Baltimore Ravens were going to win the Super Bowl. People were saying they're going to win it. Vegas had them at the best odds, I think. But no dice. The Titans found a way, and they did great. They found a way to control Lamar Jackson. And in all honesty, I think that was the key. I think that they contained him. I mean, he would get some runs, but nothing like...
I mean, it goes back to even the old days where it's you just run the football down the throat and play.
Yeah, and that's really what they
play. And even
play.
play just, it doesn't have to be stellar defense, but, pretty good defense.
Pretty good defense.
And that's a good recipe for winning.
Yeah, it really was. And they ran the ball. The Titans ran the ball with Derrick Henry, and that's what scares you, folks. If you think about it, it was old school smash mouth football the Titans played yesterday, and the Ravens played some of it back. It was a good game for a while, And then Baltimore turnovers finally killed them.
Yeah.
Tennessee didn't turn the ball over at all, and Baltimore turned it over 3 times. 2 picks, I think, or a pick and a fumble by Jackson. Yeah. And it was big. It was a big game. And then the San Francisco game was it was a good game for a while, but then the Niners took over. The Niners just took over, and that was pretty much it for Minnesota. Same thing, defense and running the ball. San Francisco had 1 drive last night, 8 plays. They were all runs, and it was over 70-yard drive, and they ran it in the end zone. Just all runs, not one pass thrown, not even thrown. So I mean, you had to know they were running, and they still rammed it down their throat. So. That's where that's at. That it's going to be San Francisco and the winner of today's game later on, which is Green Bay and Seattle.
That could go either way.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I think Seattle's running game is too banged up, so I think the Packers will win it, but it may be pretty close, and it wouldn't surprise me if Seattle does pull it out. It's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, I might go the opposite route only because of Russell Wilson. I think
That's
Wilson's
true.
a lot.
I think he's
played a lot better than Aaron Rodgers has. And
yeah. Both teams though have been pulling games out in the end of the game. You know, it's been like 2-minute drives or whatever, and they've come from behind to win the games. So it's going to be pretty fun to watch. And of course, like I said, the Chiefs go against the Texans today. Everybody's picking the Chiefs, and that scares me. It does scare me. And when people do that, it scares the hell out of me.
I don't think. I think this will be the blowout of the weekend. I really do.
I don't know. I hope you're right. I hope blowout.
I think it's going to be like Chiefs 38.
By the way, folks, Kansas City Chiefs jersey, Patrick Mahomes, my buddy Billy Smith gave it to me for Christmas. He didn't forget the old guy.
That's right.
And, of course, Mahomes is going right under the 15. It looks like it's 3D and high def because I got that going on there. But he's like, I didn't know Weebles could wear football shirts.
But I'll give you a projection though. 38-17 Chiefs.
Really?
Like
I like your pick, and I hope you're right. I'm thinking more like 27-17, but I hope you're right. As long as the Chiefs win, I don't really care.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters to me.
But then I'll burst your bubble when Tennessee wins it. Goes to the Super Bowl.
Don't. You know what? We talked off camera before. Tennessee is the team that scares me because they play the game like we said, the way we think they should be playing it. It really is, defense and run the ball, ground and pound. If you think about it, good old ground and pound, and that's what they're doing. And if they continue that, they're going to be the toughest team to beat, I think. It's kind of funny because if you think about it, they are two opposites.
Yeah,
the Chiefs throw the ball. I mean, they have a running game, but they don't lean on it. They like to get the ball in the air. So it is going to be a little tougher, I think. And of course, Tennessee's defense is a little better than Kansas City's. But I don't think the Chiefs can look past the Texans today. They got to make sure they take care of business today first. The good part about this is, if the Chiefs win today, now to get to the Super Bowl, it goes through Kansas City. Because it would have went through Baltimore. Mm-hmm. Now it goes to Kansas City if they win today. Yep. And if Houston wins, it goes to Houston because Tennessee's a wild card team. But boy, I'll tell you, they do scare me. They're tough. And ever since Jake Tannehill got in and replaced Mariota, that's when Houston has taken off. Or Tennessee. I'm sorry, Tennessee. That's when they've taken off. Yep. They've been I keep thinking they're the old Houston Oilers still. I can't give up. It's like the San Diego Chargers. They'll always be the San Diego Chargers. Yeah. At least in my head. So that's going to be a lot of fun, I think, today. I hope it is a lot of fun for me today. I hope. Mm-hmm. If it's not, I'll be crying. It'll take me till Wednesday with Brandon to get myself cheered back up.
I'll make sure I'm out of the studio by now.
Yeah, you don't want to be hanging around the studio or hanging around that general zip code if the Chiefs don't win that thing. It won't be pretty. So, but we got some other things to talk about too besides football. I mean, well, we can talk about we'll stay with some football. We'll talk about the Eagles a little bit. Kind of a surprise. That they got into me. I mean, winning 4 games in a row, though only Dallas was technically the tough opponent in that 4. But it's funny, if you think about it, they pulled the other 3 out, and Dallas was the one they thumped.
Mm-hmm.
It was supposed to be the toughest game. But Dallas didn't even get a touchdown, I don't think. They played well considering how beat up they are. But you know what they got to have when they come back is they're going to have next season. They're going to have some receivers.
Yeah, I mean they were scrappy enough to get in. But if you look at the other hand, I think Dallas basically gave them the division after not even their matchup. It's just losing to some scrub teams.
When they lose to the Jets, I think.
Yeah. So I mean.
Yeah. So I think that was big. Well, it was. You're right. All they had to do was win that game.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, you can go the other way and say, well, if the Eagles had beaten Miami, it wouldn't have came down to the Dallas game. So I mean, how did you lose? But Miami turned it around a little bit toward the end of the season.
Sure they did.
Which
I don't know why.
I don't know how or why. Because
you would have the number one
draft pick.
But.
Yeah, but then again, who's going to be the draft pick now? It's probably going to be Burrow from LSU. And everybody thinks he's going to go to Cincinnati because that's who has the number one pick.
Yeah, they got the number one,
Yeah. So, and of course everybody's talking about what's Tom Terrific going to do, Tom Brady. He's technically a free agent now.
That should be interesting.
Yeah, a lot of people are thinking he could go to Tennessee because I guess Tannehill is a free agent too. And remember, he was teammates with Mike Vrabel. They do have a running game. And this kid Brown's a good receiver, so if they get another good receiver too, they could have more weapons than New England.
But the only thing wrong with that is you only got Brady for maybe a year. I mean,
2 years.
I mean, 2 years max.
I think he'll sign 2 years.
I think they'd rather sign somebody like a Tannehill.
I would sign Tannehill if I'm there. If this is working, no matter what happens today or what happens next week with whoever they play, Tannehill already has shown that he can lead that team.
Mm-hmm.
And let's face it, he's only had half a season to lead them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's shown that he can do that, and if they give him a shot, to start the season, I think they're going to be all right. I think you're right. I think signing him would be the smart move. Somebody will sign Tannehill, and he'll be a starter somewhere.
Oh, sure. And I think he
should get that chance.
Somebody that's close, maybe in the close, that Brady goes to. I'm not really sure where he'll end up.
Well, a lot of people are thinking.
I think he ought to just retire myself.
Well, I think he should, but I don't know if he will. I don't want to start watching. I just want to share this now. I think a lot of people are talking about the Chargers because Phillip Rivers is free agent. So a lot of people are thinking that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, because they don't want to rebuild. They're not in that rebuilding stage.
No,
so Brady could be a nice fit there.
Yeah, and he has.
But again, that offensive line. If you don't have an offensive line, especially when you're 40-some years old.
Yeah, you got some problems. You could. And he can't. Let's face it. It's still going to have to be a quick release or strong running game. Because let's face it. Tom's never been fleet of foot, and even now, if he has some pain, he gets hit. Yeah, it's a 40-some-year-old body you're looking at, trying to recover from, a hit that it's not easy to rehab once you pass like 30, 35 years old. So, we have a couple people watching, folks. If you want to join in, give us some. Feedback you can. If you don't, that's fine too. I was going to say we don't care. That's not necessarily true, but Billy probably cares more than me. But
always.
In life, Billy cares.
I always try to
Johnny, you got
reason with him.
I don't. He's like, it's bullshit.
It's like talking to the wall over here.
It is. That's what it is. That's true. Because half the time you'll say something, I'm like, that's great. And it's awesome. So we talked earlier a little about football. I think it's going to be. I'm going to lean toward Kansas City in the Super Bowl against the Niners. But it wouldn't surprise me, and I'm a huge Kansas City fan. Have been for years, but it wouldn't shock me. It would disappoint me. I would probably go into depression. You'd have to come visit me at Ancora. But it wouldn't surprise me if somehow Tennessee would beat Kansas City if the Chiefs obviously take care of business today.
Yeah. I definitely agree with you. I mean, until last night.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be Tennessee and San Fran.
Really? You think so?
Yeah.
I hate you. No,
I just want to rally
you
shake
you're
that
just trying to
cage
get
on
the
you.
rally
That's it.
cage.
Come on.
I really do think the Chiefs have a good enough defense and a lot stronger offense total. I mean, let's face it, Kansas City's going to know that Derrick Henry's going to run the ball. So what do you got to do? You've got to figure out a way. Not necessarily, you're not going to stop him.
No.
But if you can slow him down, contain him, and make Tannehill beat you.
Right. Well, that's the whole thing.
That's the whole
If you
thing.
get a
You got a
lead,
chance.
if you got a lead against Tennessee,
Yeah, if you jump out on the lead,
it's going to be tough.
it's going to be tough for them to come back. Yeah, because they can't go to the run as often. But man, I'll tell you, he's tough. He's tough to stop. But I'm thinking Kansas City and San Francisco. Be honest with you, if Tennessee plays San Francisco, I think San Francisco will win the Super Bowl. I think they got too much because they play a similar type of game, except they use more running backs. And their defense is just as good as Tennessee's. Their defense is one of the best in the league. Yeah. If they can, same thing. As long as they contain Henry a little bit, you're not going to stop him. You contain him a little bit. Same thing, make Tannehill beat you. I think San Francisco's defense will, secondary and everything is better, and they'll put pressure on Tannehill. I think the Chiefs have a better shot with San Francisco because they have a better offense. So if it does get into some kind of a shootout or some kind of an offensive show, I think the Chiefs have a better chance. But I don't see either Green Bay or Seattle beating the Niners.
No.
I think it's going to be the Niners, and then I'm hoping Kansas City.
Breaking news also. Cleveland just hired their coach.
Who did they hire?
Stefanski.
Did they hire Stefanski?
Yep. From the offensive coordinator from the Vikings.
Oh. Yep. That's been expected. They were going to hire him last year, and then I think ownership said, no, we want to give Freddie Kitchens a shot. But Stefanski's the guy the GM wanted last year.
And he was terrible for Cleveland this year.
Oh, he was awful. He's not a head coach.
You and I could have coached.
We could have head coached better. There were a couple decisions I'm looking at that he made, and I'm like, what the heck? There was no discipline on the team. There was nothing. So they were just running wild. And that's going to be the key for Stefanski because this is his first time as a head coach. So they're going to need to surround him with some veteran coordinators and coaching staff. Mm-hmm. But I think if they do that, I think they're going to be fine. Yeah, I really do. I think that's all Cleveland really needed. They've got weapons. I mean, you got Chubb, you got OBJ, you've got Landry. Landry had a good season. Yep. So they have some firepower. And Mayfield's not bad. I think you just got to get him in a structured offense, a little more structured offense. Not great, but more structured. And he's mobile. He's got a good arm. He's a good leader. So I think it's gonna. I think that's a good move. They had to get rid of Kitchens. He just wasn't. Yeah. He wasn't that guy. So. All right. So we talked about NFL. We kind of beat it to death here, buddy. Almost for this time of year. Yeah. We got a little bit of baseball we can talk about, but I'm going to give you a movie review.
Okay.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not, he says. Right? Actually, I've seen 2 or 3 movies and shows and things over the last couple of weeks. One, this might be a repeat, but I'm going to do it again anyway because I think I had a limited audience last time. I watched on Netflix, which was a good thing because it was 3.5 hours long. But I watched, and now its name is going away. The Irishman with De Niro and Pesci, directed by Scorsese, Pacino. Pacino, if he doesn't get some kind of Oscar consideration for his role as Jimmy Hoffa, it was amazing. It really was. I mean, don't get me wrong, everybody was great, but to me, he stole the whole show. He stole the whole movie as Jimmy Hoffa.
Really?
He went in, he dove in as far as they said. He researched everything. And when you watch the movie, you're like, really? And when you go back and look at everything and research it, you go, yeah, that's really what Hoffa did, or that's who he liked, and that's what he did, and that's how he was. Didn't drink, which I never knew. Hoffa never drank alcohol.
No.
Never. Big ice cream fan. Loved ice cream.
Loved the ice cream.
He loved the ice cream. And he was good to the people that he liked. but he didn't take no crap from the people that he didn't. And that's obvious. And this is based on a guy's, The Irishman it's based on De Niro's account of what happened back then. De Niro is playing a guy that really did exist. And it's this guy's account, Frank Sheehan. It is his account of what happened in those days and what happened to Hoffa. Supposedly, certain things have been discredited, but it's that guy's account. Nobody's ever come up with another side of the story.
Right.
So it's kind of interesting. But the movie's really good. Like I said, it's long. It's 3.5 hours. I recommend watching it on Netflix. I don't think it's in the theaters anymore anyway. That way, if you want to take a quick break, there's a couple spots you can do that with. Because it's a long...
3.5 hours.
3.5 hours is a long movie. But it's a good movie. I liked it a lot. And I like all those guys anyway. De Niro and Pacino. I like Scorsese films anyway. Ray Romano has a small part in it, and he's really good.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, a little dramatic role, and he's really good in it. Yeah, it's a small part, but it comes up a couple times, and it's really a really good part. Hey, Peter, thanks for joining us. Janine, our wife joined. Joe Dudek joined. Hey, Joe, how you doing? Margie Homans joined. So you guys can interact with us if you want, but even if not, go ahead and share it and let everybody know that we're here. You know what I saw the other night?
What did you see?
I saw something else the other night. So you're getting 2 reviews for the price of 1. Brought to you by Certs with Ritson. No. 2 mints in 1. You know what? If you ever had a strong mint and then you get 2 mints in 1, it might burn the hell out of your mouth. I don't want 2 mints in 1. If my breath is so bad that I need more than 1 mint, I got halitosis problems.
I was going to say, you must just be a dragon, man, on one of those movies.
Exactly. Yeah, something's wrong. I drank something out of a sewer or something. I don't know what's going on. So, but yeah, I did something wrong. So if you got that, if you need the 2 mints in 1 thing, I always wondered what that was about. That was like the beer. Remember Schaefer beer? The 1 beer to have when you're having more than one. That means that's the 1 beer. You might get past the taste after that, and then the next 23, you don't care how they taste. It's the 1 beer to have to set you up to get wasted when you don't give a shit about the taste.
They don't even make that anymore, do they, Schaefer?
I think it's out there still.
It's still out there?
It's barely still out there. I don't know how, but I heard it's still out there. I said this one time at a show. At a comedy show when somebody went, "Oh, it's still there," and I'm like, "What's really sad is he knew." So I knew what he drank. You know, I was like, "Oh yeah, it's the Schaefer. That's still there." You got
Schaefer and Pabst.
Yeah, the 1 beer to have when you're having more than 1 dozen.
Hey now,
hey, Paul Bentz joined. How you doing, Paul? Hey, Paul, he's got a DJ business over toward Cumberland County, and he goes all over the place too. Nice. Weddings, bar mitzvahs, whatever, parties. I'm sure he was busy as heck over the holiday party season. And he came on the TV show, which was great. So, hey, Paul, how you doing? Hope everything's going all right. So, yeah, we're doing a little basic pregame thing because I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan. They're playing at 3 o'clock, and I get a little nervous because it's do or die. But I think we'll be all right. I'm also an Eagles fan, and so all I have are the Chiefs now. I was crying in my beer last week.
Feel sorry for you with that one.
Yeah, I was crying in my beer last week. You know what, though? It was one of them years with all the injuries they had and all the things they had go on. It was okay that they didn't advance. You know what I mean? If you're an Eagles fan, you got to think, yeah, they didn't win the Super Bowl, but you know what? Just making the playoffs makes it a successul season with all the crap they went through. And hey, there's 26 other teams didn't make the playoffs, so... You know, I don't care whether if they had 2 wins to win the division or not, because you know what? Dallas didn't win it.
There was the thing I shared. I'm not sure if you got it. Was the Lego of Carson Wentz in a wheelchair. This is how he shows up to playoffs every year.
Every year, yeah.
A little Lego guy. It's like
this year he's in a walker. He's moving up. That's what's a little scary. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was the hit. It wasn't anything. From a previous injury. There's always debate as whether it's dirty or not. But to me, it doesn't. It matters because you hope the guy isn't hurt.
Right.
But other than that, whether it was dirty or whether it wasn't, he couldn't come back in the game.
Couldn't come back. It's part of the
Didn't
game.
matter. It's part of the game. It's injuries. He couldn't come back. Oh, Paulie's just peachy. Perfect. Which I'm not sure if that means there's a pit involved in the whole thing, Paul, right in the middle or not. But he's peachy.
He's peachy.
Yeah, I think that was it. But yeah, if you get a chance, look up. Paul, give me the name of your DJ company, so we can your entertainment company, so we can let everybody know who to look for if you get a chance. So that'll be cool, because he's a funny guy, and they are pretty entertaining. And he's got 5 or 6 folks I think work for him, so they can do more than one event at a time.
Okay.
So it's a pretty good deal. So one thing I wanted to talk about with Bill. I know the NFL is in playoff mode and Super Bowl mode and all that. Here it is. Bentz, Bentz. All right. And then entertainment. It's all one word. BentzEntertainment.com. You can go on Paul's website and check him out. And you'll have a good time if you have him at your event. Guarantee it. I'll guarantee it. I'll guarantee. Guarantee it's going to be a good time. So it's Bentz Entertainment, and if you're actually watching us and can see the stream, you can see Paul's put on there the website, and you can actually click on it. So I love you too, man. I love you too. But only in a regular way, man. Okay, I have to. Not for you, but I got to make that specific for certain people. But
you're not his type, right?
No. Well, Paul's going to say, "I'm not your type, dude." No, I'm not Paul's type, probably. So hopefully, but who cares? It doesn't matter. No, hey, Paul, anytime, man. Appreciate what you've done, and get out there and let's let people have fun, huh? When they have an event, when they have a party, or when they have there's a wedding reception or something like that. Paul's a guy you give a shout out to, so and he'll help you out. So and you'll have a good time, and you'll go, man, that was awesome, and that's all we care about is people having a good time in life. So. So I'm going to have a good time right now. Yeah, we should do another show. I'm almost out, but let me know if you're available this week. Maybe we can do the podcast here, because I'm going to shoot over there once or twice more before I move on to some other things. So give me a shout out, direct message me, private message me or something, and we'll see if we got some time soon. Yeah, and spread the word here about the podcast and about the shows and stuff, Paul. That'd be great. Thanks, man. Let's see. So, Super Bowl's coming.
Yep.
But we're going to have a gap between the Super Bowl and pitchers and catchers going to spring training. All right, there's a bit of a gap. Mm-hmm. Now, there is some college basketball. There is some NBA. So, if you're a Sixers fan, you're probably going, I'm not sure what we got here.
No, Embiid
down. That hurts. But then again, they showed the other night that they could play without him. But then again, what was it yesterday? They couldn't hang. Yeah. I think they miss J.J. Redick. I think they miss having an outside presence.
Outside shooter, absolutely.
Korkmaz isn't bad, but he's not J.J. Redick. Mm-hmm. Nobody is. And I think they thought Harris would be able to shoot better from there, and he hasn't. Richardson's been, I think, a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, he's been nice.
But he's not enough, and with Embiid out, for a few weeks probably, it's going to be tough. But then they played a different style, so you got to wonder what are they going to do when he comes back. But they're obviously still in the hunt, Eastern Division, all that stuff. But it seems like that might take them a while to sort some things out.
You're never out of it when you're in the East.
No, in the East you're not. You're not. Flyers, a little iffy. But I think the Flyers are a young team, new coach. But they're actually still playing pretty well. I just don't think they're consistent. They're definitely not very good on the road.
Yeah, I mean, last night they lose 1-0 to Tampa Bay, and the last 5 or 6 games they were giving up like 3 or 4 goals in the first period. So last night they gave up one, and they couldn't score.
And they couldn't score. And of course, one of their leading scorers, Oscar Lindblom, is out obviously for the season with Hodgkin's lymphoma, I think it is. Mm-hmm. It's not Hodgkin's lymphoma. It's something else. But it is a cancer. His prognosis is good, but he's going to have to go through treatments for quite a while. But they don't They don't think it's going to be life-threatening, and they think he will be able to resume his hockey career. But it is going to take quite a while for that. And he's fighting it, so good for him. And obviously you wish him well. But that's a loss because he was tied for the team lead in scoring when he went out. So that's a lot of things you got to think about. That is a loss when you think about that. So
they had a bad West Coast trip, and then they come back and beat the best team in the league, Washington. I mean,
you can't tell. That was a great game. I watched that game.
So,
I'm like, wow, they're playing really well, and then they couldn't. That's the problem. Is it looks like they have trouble winning back-to-back games, looking consistent back-to-back. So that makes it tough.
Janine said it's Ewing's.
I don't know what she said. Swings. Ewing sarcoma. Yeah, you're right, Janine. It is Ewing sarcoma. Autocorrect. Yeah, but it is Ewing sarcoma. You're right. But he's fighting it and he's doing well. So as far as we know, anyway. And he was at the game. They showed him the other night. I think he was at the Washington game.
Okay.
Up in the booth. So that was good. Between those gaps, what do you think you watch? What do you do? What's the most popular sport in America today? Football. So, what are we going to do without football? Nothing, because we're going to have football. Ladies and gentlemen, football. Jim McMahon is going to bring back the XFL.
Oh, Vince McMahon.
I said, what did I say? Did I say Jim McMahon? Jim McMahon. He should go get Jim McMahon. He could probably still quarterback. You're right, Vince McMahon. Well,
Vince McMahon.
It was Freudian slip there. Jim McMahon. Jim McMahon would have fit in the XFL in his day.
Oh, yeah.
He was out to lunch, that guy. He was great. So what I've done here, and you probably see this little thing here, Billy doesn't know all the rules yet that are different, but the XFL has got some rules that are going to be a little different from college and the NFL, and I think it could make for a fun league. A good time to watch. There's things like the kickoff's different, the PAT is different, punts, you can have a double forward pass. That's going to be so cool. Forward? Yeah.
Nice.
And of course, overtime changes. There's some timing changes, some common sense rules. So we're going to talk about them a little bit and see what Billy Boys think. And if anybody is a football fan and is watching or listening, let us know. Hey, Lori, a friend of mine, Lori Reiner Rovins. Lori Reiner Rovins has joined. Thanks, Lori. I have to say her name right because I butchered it. It's not a hard name, and I butchered it for like a year now. I called her Rovins and Reiner and blah, blah, blah. And at one point, I think the poor woman thought I was going to say she was the reindeer. I mean, I was just butchering her name forever. Nice lady, good, very funny. If you get a chance to see her, go perform somewhere here in South Jersey or wherever, do it. Thanks, Lori. Great job. That doesn't mean great job for the show. That means great job saying her name. She knows she's like probably proud right now. You can send in a self-addressed stamped envelope too. Sure. Now, stop it. XFL, Janine says, that's exciting. I'm also really glad soccer will be back. Go Union. Love your hat. Yeah, I like your hat and shirt, Bill. Yeah, Philadelphia Union, baby.
Modeling.
Bingo! And Kansas City Chiefs, don't forget them. And I have a hat too, but I decided not to wear it for right now because I want everybody to see the hat. They probably can't even see it. It is cut off, I think, but that's okay. All right, so let's go over some of the XFL rules because if you've watched football, they're going to be fun. And Billy and I will probably argue about it. Well, probably won't argue, but first off, kickoffs. The kicker kicks from the 25. Okay. He's got to kick the ball in the air, so he can't squib kick it. Mm-hmm. All right. And it's got to land in play between the 20 and the end zone, like in the air. Coverage team lines up at the 35. So you kick it from the 25. Mm-hmm. They line up on the 35. Return team lines up on the 30. All right. Each team must have exactly 3 players outside the hash marks. On both sides of the ball, and they can't move until the ball is caught by the returner.
Oh, okay.
So you can't move until it's caught. Then everybody can take off and beat the crap out of each other. So, if it's an out-of-bounds kick and it falls short of the 20-yard line, it'll be an illegal procedure, and the team will get it at the 45. Woo. Yeah, I like that. Players can move when the ball is touched by the returner or 3 seconds after the ball touches the ground. So if it hits the ground, we'll say inside the 20, you got to wait 3 seconds.
So you count.
No, the ref.
The ref puts
drops
his hand. Okay, I was going to say,
when
these guys
it says when he drops his hand, then you can go.
Some of these guys might not be able to count to 3.
I know. 1, Mississippi. Shit. I can't get past 1. If the ball bounces inbounds and then out of the end zone, so we'll say it drops at the 5 and then rolls through the end zone, or is down in the end zone, the ball's placed at the return side, 15-yard line.
Wow.
So you only get to the 15, not the 20 or 25.
So you better get that ball.
So you better get that ball. If a player on the return team touches the ball and it goes out of bounds, the ball is spotted where it went out of bounds. So if I touch it at the 10, bounces off me, and it rolls out to 15, I'd get it at the 15, we'll say. There, Lori likes my jersey too. Billy gave it to me for Christmas. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, Patrick Mahomes. Sweet. She's like, I don't care about football. If a team wishes to run an onside kick, it's got to tell the official. All right. 2 teams will be permitted to line up using the regular NFL rules instead, 10 yards apart. No surprise onside kicks. You got to tell the ref.
You got to do it.
Yep. And then it goes into the current. I don't care about that and what the rationale is. I just want to know what the rule is because we can figure out what the rest is. Point after touchdown. This one's interesting, folks. After a touchdown, the team has an option of running a play either from the 2, the 5, or the 10-yard line. From the 2-yard line, it's 1 point. From the 2-yard line, it's
5-yard line.
Yes, I apologize. Yeah. I'm thinking 2 points. It's from the 5-yard line, you'd get 2 points. From the 3-yard line, you get 5 points.
Yeah. Okay. So you could end up having a 9.
You could have a 9-point lead. Yeah. You could have a 9-point lead and still not have the game won. Last couple minutes. So I mean, I think it makes it interesting and keeps teams in these games longer. Where's Greg? Why no cheerleaders? Greg actually was supposed to bring the cheerleaders, and you notice him and the cheerleaders aren't here, Lori, which is a good observation by you. And he and I will be having a talk later, and it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty. The cheerleaders were probably pretty, but Greg picked them up and was like, "I'm out, peace." So hard lemonade, Lori, not flaccid lemonade. Something's wrong with me. It's like early and I'm okay. So, if the defense picks up the turnover and returns it, it's kind of like Canadian and I think even college or something. If you return it, you get whatever
they were going for.
So you might get a 5-point play. Nothing wrong with that. So 1, 2, it's 3. I'm sorry.
3 points.
Well, you might get a 3-point play, and then of course that could put a game away, or it could really help you get back in a game. So that's pretty cool too. I don't need the rationale. Here's a punt. Now the punt rules. Again, the punting team cannot release until the ball is kicked. So that makes it a little more interesting. The gunners get to line up on the scrimmage, are permitted to move. They can move around once the ball is snapped so you could go from here to here when it's snapped and say, okay, we're going to focus over here. So you can probably plan where you're going to do that. Defenders over the gunner can't cross the line of scrimmage until the ball is kicked. So I can't rush the kicker until after it's kicked, which I think in a way that's good. So you're not going to have a roughing the kicker penalty.
Right, you're not going to have that and no block punt.
Right, and no block punts, basically. They want the returns. If it goes out of bounds inside the 30, if it's called a major touchback and goes to there, if a punted ball lands end zone, it's considered a major touchback, and again, 35-yard line. Fair catches are permitted. I like though see the rationale. So, and I don't want to see the rationale. So,
no, here's the other.
Here's the other one: double forward pass. Basically, it's going to work kind of like a lateral, but you don't have to be behind the quarterback. But you do have to be behind the line of scrimmage.
Oh, it is.
So yeah, it is behind the line of scrimmage. So if you're up ahead of me, I drop back and I look, but you're still behind the line of scrimmage. I can toss it to you.
Right.
And then if you look downfield and see somebody open, you're like, I ain't getting hit. Woo!
Yeah.
So
But it's
That's
all got to
gonna
be behind the line of scrimmage.
It's all there. But I will say one thing. That's going to make it pretty interesting. You could have plays where you do have two quarterbacks in the game.
Yeah.
Or you might draft a guy that used to be a quarterback in college as a receiver or a running back and say, okay, here you go. Yeah, I would. I would make sure I have those guys on the team. So that could be a lot of fun. No end for you. Oh, I see. Oh, thanks, Lori. You're all right. So that to me, it looks like it's going to be fun. Here's an overtime rule. I'm not sure if I like this. Yeah, 5 rounds staged in alternating single play possessions.
Oh, so you only get one. You only get one play per possession.
You get one play. It's from the 5-yard line. You got to score. So if your team scores, then I get to come down. If I don't match it, you win. Well, no, not really. No, you get
5 rounds.
So you could win best of 3. But if I will say I win the first 3, it is done.
Then it's not over.
It's done, because you can't possibly. If teams are tied after 5 rounds, they will continue until one team is leading at the conclusion of a round. So then it's sudden death after the 5 rounds. If it's 3 and 3 after 5 rounds, you score. I don't. Next time down, you win.
Gotcha.
Each successful overtime score is worth 2 points. That's just for scoring, I guess. It doesn't matter. You could probably make it 1. It's like 1 and 1. If the offensive team commits a pre-snap penalty, the ball will be moved back from the original spot, pursuant to regular rules. So if it's a legal procedure, you go back from the 5 to the 10. So you got to be careful. Or if it's a hold, you go back from the 5 to the 15, and then you still got to try and score it. That's going to be interesting. There will be a minimum of 20 seconds between plays, and the ball spotting the official working in conjunction with TV and official review to signal in the next play.
So another 30 second.
Yeah,
40 second.
Yeah, it's only 20. There's timing changes. 25-second play clock begins after the ball is spotted for the next play. It takes 7 seconds on average to spot the ball. So really you're still getting about a 32-second play clock. NFL has 40 seconds. All right. Comeback period occurs after the 2-minute warning in each half. I'm reading this part because this is the first I've heard of this one as well. Incomplete passes out of bound plays. The game clock will stop completely until the ball is snapped. But that's not until when here? 2-minute warning. So up until the 2-minute warning, the clock's going to run. I mean, it might stop for a second or two to spot the ball.
Right.
But then it picks right back up until the 2-minute warning. So I like that. Running game clock. There we go. Outside of the last 2 minutes of each half, the game clock will run after incompletions and out-of-bounds plays. So it's going to keep running. So that's going to make the game a lot quicker. Plus, it's going to make people hustle.
Yeah.
If I'm losing, it's not stopping on an out-of-bounds play unless it's 2 minutes.
Right.
If I'm down, 15 points, we better get back on there and hustle. We got to get going.
Yep.
So I like that. Outside the last 2 minutes, that's pretty cool. Timeouts. Each team gets 2 1-minute timeout per half instead of 3.
Only 2.
Okay. I don't care about that. They have. If you go on the XFL.com website and put in rules, it'll have these rules out there for you. Some of them are really interesting as heck. So, if you're a football
like that
fan,
one there.
Yeah, replay. No coaches challenge. All plays subject to review from the booth, and that's the way we were talking yesterday. That's the way I always thought it should be. He'll be stationed in a booth above the field, so he's watching the game. They are limited to possession, touching whether the ball touches the ground. We'll say on a pass. Goal line plays, boundary lines, which is out of bounds lines, line of scrimmage. So basically, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Players on the field at the snap, game administration, which I think could be a loophole for anything, penalty enforcement, the proper down, spot of a foul, status of the game clock, disqualification of a player. It's identical to those in the NFL prior to 2019, but it's just that they're all done from the booth. The replay official may correct obvious errors involving player safety at any point throughout the game. Nice. And may correct any egregious errors that may have a significant impact on the outcome of the game in the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter or during overtime. So that's cool, too. And then you see the coach's challenge. And it says, common sense rules.
1 foot.
Catch a ball means that a player secures, 1 foot inside, like the college receiving rule.
Right.
I like that.
I like that.
I like that a lot. Maintains the ball long enough to enable him to perform an act common to the game. Okay. That's where it's always going to be judgment call, but it is. It is what it is. There's nothing you can do about that. Means that a player, okay. Dedicated ball spotting official. There's one official. All his job is to be responsible for putting the ball where it's supposed to go. That's his job.
That's your job.
That's it. Which means he's got to be running up and down. You better get Usain Bolt for that job.
Put your ball in place.
Put your ball in place, baby. You don't want your balls out of place. You know what I'm saying, Bill?
Yeah, you don't
There's
want
nothing worse than having balls that are out of place. That's for you people that aren't sports and football fans. Every once in a while, we throw one out there for you. You know what I mean? Coach to player communication. Let's see. Select offensive players to have a player helmet. Coach to player system allow. All right, so it's the same. Mm-hmm. Broadcast partners with access to this communication may use it during the game. Oh, sweet. So if we're announcing a game and I hear Joe, the quarterback, talking to Bob, the coach, and I think that's an interesting thing coming up here. Like, okay, listen, you're going to play, one razor, red, green, 5 on 2. What? Oh, that means that they're going to go, we could do that.
We could
say, okay, watch this. They're going to be looking for this kind of a play. So that ought to be pretty cool. So that sounds fun. You know why that rule's in place? Because it's the XFL, baby. That's it, baby. I think it's going to be fun. Simplified illegal man downfield. All right, it's going into regular rules now. Mm-hmm. No ineligible player shall or have been more than 3 yards beyond the line of scrimmage until the passer throws a legal forward pass that crosses the line of scrimmage. So that would take out the question of if I threw you the forward pass, you were behind the line of scrimmage, I can't go downfield and start blocking, and then you throw a pass. Yeah. I got to wait until you're at least 3 yards behind past the line of scrimmage. So I like that too. And a shorter halftime. It's only 10 minutes for halftime.
Nice.
And back to action. So that's good. And really, if you think about it, a lot of players will probably like that rule.
Yeah.
Because there have been players that said they think sometimes 20 minutes or the longer ones for playoffs and Super Bowl are so long, their bodies start to stiffen up.
Yep.
And then they got to go back out, and they got to loosen up and try to keep everything moving. So players probably will like that one. So the XFL looks like it could be a lot of fun. I don't remember when the starting date is for sure. I think it's after the Super Bowl.
What did we say? There was 8 teams.
I think there's 8 teams.
New York, California.
Yep.
Texas has 2 teams. Tampa Bay, St. Louis.
Texas has 3 teams. I think.
Texas
might have 3.
And Seattle.
I know they have 2. Watch XFL. It's going to be on CBS.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, it's going to be on some regular networks, so everybody will see it. Here's your teams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's one missing there somewhere. Where is it? I know there's 8. I don't see it.
Maybe you got to slide it over.
I'm looking to see. Oh, wait, there's more than that. Holy mackerel. There might. It can't be more than 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, it's the same one showing up again sometimes. Here we go. There's the Dallas Renegades, Seattle Dragons, Houston Roughnecks, the New York Guardians, the DC Defenders, the Tampa Bay Vipers, the Los Angeles Wildcats, the St. Louis Battlehawks, and we already said the Dallas Stars. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Or not Dallas, or Dallas Renegades. I don't know why they said Stars. Oh, that's their symbol. Oh, it says Stars there, but that's wrong. It's the Renegades.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun, I think. It'll be different. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, my wife will love that.
Yeah?
We're watching football.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, we're going to be watching more football. She's like, great.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to put in here, I don't care about the Dallas Renegades. I just want to know the XFL schedule when it starts.
I'm going to guess it's probably the week right after
I'm going to
the
say
Super Bowl.
Yeah,
so the second.
Second's
the Super Bowl. So I'm going to say.
There it is, 2020 schedule, 79 days, February 8th.
Yep,
next week.
Week after the
Super Bowl. So going to be a lot of fun, I think. But at least I don't see any of those "He Hate Me" shirts and all that.
Oh yeah, that was
just
too
a gimmick.
corny.
That was too much.
Corny.
I think that took it over the line. But it looks like they're going to try and make common sense rule changes that fans will like. I like all those rules that we looked at and went over. I think they were pretty cool. So that ought to be a lot of fun. So I know I talked about the one movie. Oh, I was going to tell you what else I watched. It's on Netflix. There's a couple of things I'm watching. First off, when I do the reviews, they're not going to be just movie reviews. They're going to be things that, even if they're old programs or new programs that I've watched, I'll still do movies as well. They'll be mixed in, but they're going to be maybe some new or old TV shows that we're watching or I'm watching and see what we like. Or if you guys have a suggestion and want to know what my opinion of it is, let me know and I'll tune into it if I can. And the next show or the next week we'll discuss it and discuss it with you guys online. So a couple of things. One is the Twilight Zone. All the original Twilight Zones in order are on Netflix. And I could sit there and just run the TV and watch them forever. But I don't. I limit myself to one or two a day so that they're spread out. And that's what I do. I mean, some people, and I've done it, will sit there and binge watch something. But I try not to do that anymore.
Right, because then the TV ends up watching you.
I know. I'm out like, and of course with smart TVs, they'll probably film you. So some poor schmuck in Marriott will turn the TV on and go, who's the old guy sleeping? Is that a show? What is that? So be careful with that. But the Monty Python live show, the last one that they did over in England that was actually played in theaters and all that stuff, is on Netflix. And it was hysterical because you see them cracking each other up sometimes. And they're doing some of their old skits and a few songs and stuff like that. And a couple new things. But it's a live, like 90-minute show in a theater, a packed house. And it's a lot of fun to watch if you're a Monty Python fan. It's hysterical. So I watched that, and it was a lot of fun. So you get a chance, if you like Monty Python, check that out on Netflix. Just type in Monty Python. All the choices will come up. They have all the shows on there. Of course, The Holy Grail was there, Life of Brian, Meaning of Life, all the movies. Now for something completely different. All of a sudden, nicely done, Bill. Nice. It was good. Bill's like chimed in on a Monty Python thing. Very good, Bill. They're so absurd and were back in the day that it's so great to just watch some guys, and it brings back memories sometimes. As does the Twilight Zone deal. So there's some neat stuff out there. I'm going to try pretty soon to watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I heard that's really a fun movie to watch. So it's getting great reviews. I do like most Quentin Tarantino things. Those sometimes there are some things that I'm not thrilled about either. But I'm going to try and go watch that one next and let you guys know what we think about it. So, Bill, anything you got? We got a few minutes left.
No, it's nice to be back on the air with you.
It's been a lot of fun.
I think the last one we did was it around the Thanksgiving?
Probably around Thanksgiving.
The Thanksgiving
time.
I
think Thanksgiving
so,
time. Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's been a couple months, but getting back into the swing of it. And like I said, you'll see some brief hiatuses here and there, and then we'll be back.
Yeah, you might be re-ramping your new studio.
That's true. Yep. Well, that's part of it. Is we're doing some revamping physically and getting everything ready to go, so that TV, not TV, but filming, taping, audio can all be done at the same time. Some new equipment. We actually had some equipment problems this morning with old equipment. So part of the hiatus is because there'll be some new equipment that'll work better, and I'm at the point now where I just want to be able to push a button and do this and do that, and little things, video, soundboard. I want to go out and film some things. So we're going to have a lot of fun in the next, starting up in the next few weeks again. It'll be a lot of fun. So we're going to get out of here because it'll be football time pretty soon. I got to make sure that there are enough snacks involved so I can be munching when the Chiefs are scoring. Somebody's got to do that. I got to make sure that I keep this new jersey filled out.
There you go.
I got to make sure.
You got the old nice.
You got like that
60-year-old
patch. 60-year-old patch, baby. We're ready to go. The Chiefs are the shit. So. Go Chiefs, go Kansas City, but go for whoever you like today.
Just enjoy the game.
Enjoy the games. Have a good time. And if you're not watching football, still go out and have a good time because that's what it's all about. Just remember what I've always said, folks. If somebody on TV is watching you and they say, we'll see you tomorrow night, throw the TV away. They're spying on our asses, and there's proof of it now. If you look it up on Google, you'll see that smart TVs can record you voice-wise and they can record you video-wise without you even knowing it. They're spying on our asses. Throw the TV away. Yeah. All right.
And it's not even that. It's just even the phones.
Even the phones.
I was looking at something at work the other day, and then Facebook shows up the video of it when I was
really?
looking up. Yeah. I was looking up for vests.
Yeah.
Safety vests. Okay. And next thing I know, they're saying I have an advertisement for a safety vest on there. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, you'll find out. You go back online or you go to your email on the side, you'll see. I've talked to somebody about like a Dodge truck on purpose. Next thing I know, I went on YouTube and a thing on the side, or no, it was MSN. Thing on the side was showing me ads for Dodge trucks. So there you go.
Be careful, folks.
Be careful, folks. Don't say anything to anybody that you don't want necessarily out there. All right. But in the meantime, we're going to go. We thank you guys for tuning in. This will be replayed on the Public John Facebook page as well. And it'll be, the podcast will be out probably tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then definitely Tuesday on iTunes and Google Play. Thanks, folks. We will talk to you soon. Facebook, you're going to get us for a few more seconds while we have to go and shut off the video equipment. But everybody else, thanks, folks. We will talk to you soon. This has been the Public John on wildfireradio.com.
Peace out.
There. Okay. That's Idle. How you doing, folks? We're still here on Facebook. You probably can't squeeze in. So I'm going to have to squeeze over. And you guys
squeeze it on over.
Check on Billy here for a couple minutes. Billy boy.
Once again, thanks for having me, Johnny. It's been a pleasure.
Anytime, Billy boy, anytime. Well, not anytime.
Not anytime.
And not every time.
And
but lots of times we have.
Everybody enjoy the games today. And
yeah, man. You'll like it.
Be good to one of each other. And,
one another, right.
One another.
You can do it. You can do it.
So.
Hey, folks, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.